Discipline is destiny. Hey guy, most people think their problem is motivation. They think they need more passion, more drive, more inspiration. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is that their impulses are in charge. They wake up tired, scroll their phone, delay the hard thing, chase comfort, react emotionally, and then wonder why life feels out of control. Not because they're weak, not because they lack talent, but because they never learned self-command. The Stoics had a word for this: slavery. Not slavery to a ruler or a system, but slavery to appetite, mood, and impulse. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If you cannot command yourself, the world will happily do it for you. Your schedule, your emotions, your attention, your future. Discipline isn't about being harsh. It's about being free. Because the disciplined person is not controlled by hunger, anger, distraction, or desire. They don't need to feel ready to act. They act because it's right. They don't wait for motivation. They rely on structure, and slowly, quietly, their life begins to change. Not through dramatic breakthroughs, but through small acts of restraint repeated daily. What you eat, what you tolerate, what you scroll past, what you say no to. This is where destiny is decided, not in moments of drama, but in habits no one applauds. The Stoics believe that the strongest person in the room is not the loudest, the fastest, or the most aggressive, but the one who can pause, the one who can endure discomfort, the one who can choose reason over impulse. This video is not about discipline as punishment. It's about discipline as self-respect in action. And if you stay with me, you won't just understand it intellectually. You'll start to feel why mastering yourself is the most powerful move you can make in a chaotic world. Now, let's go. Stoic-style quotables and paraphrases. Core truth foundational. 1. Discipline is not punishment. It is self-respect in action. In Stoic terms, discipline is not about suffering or denial for its own sake. It is an act of honoring your rational nature. When you choose order over impulse, you affirm that your life has direction and worth. Discipline says, I am not ruled by urges or moods. It is the daily proof that you value yourself enough to live deliberately, not reactively. 2. The future is shaped less by ambition than by restraint. Ambition imagines a better future, but restraint builds it. The Stoics taught that progress depends not on what we desire, but on what we refuse to indulge. By restraining excess ego, impatience, comfort, you preserve energy, clarity, and time. The future is not created by wanting more, but by wasting less and acting with measured intention. 3. What you deny yourself today protects you tomorrow. Stoicism views denial not as loss, but as foresight. When you refuse immediate pleasure, you guard against future regret, weakness, and dependency. Each small refusal strengthens character, like armor forged in advance. What you deny today is often what would have controlled you tomorrow. Discipline is protection applied early, before consequences demand payment. 4. Freedom begins the moment impulse loses authority. The Stoics believe true freedom is internal. As long as impulse commands you, you are enslaved by desire, anger, fear, or habit. Freedom appears when you pause, examine, and choose according to reason. The moment impulse is questioned rather than obeyed. Sovereignty returns to the mind. Freedom is not doing more. but being ruled by less. 5. Self-control is the quiet force behind every lasting success. Stoic success is built invisibly. It does not rely on bursts of motivation, but on steady self-command. Self-control governs attention, emotion, and effort over time. Because it is quiet, it is often overlooked, but it endures. Empires of character, skill, and legacy are raised not by intensity, but by calm, repeated restraint applied day after day. Discipline of the body. 1. The body obeyed becomes an ally. The body indulged becomes a tyrant. In Stoic thought, the body is a servant, not a master. When trained with moderation, it supports reason and endurance. When indulged without limits, it begins to dictate behavior through cravings, fatigue, and weakness. An undisciplined body demands comfort and resists effort. A disciplined body, however, cooperates with the will, making virtue easier rather than harder to practice. 2. You don't train to look strong, you train to stay strong. The Stoics valued durability over display. Training is not about appearances or applause, but preparation for hardship. Strength that exists only for show fades quickly. Strength built for function endures. By training to remain capable through age, stress, and adversity, you honor the Stoic aim readiness for whatever life demands, not admiration from those who merely watch. 3. Consistency outperforms intensity when time is allowed to work. Stoicism teaches patience with process. Intensity burns fast and often collapses under its own weight. Consistency, though quiet, compounds. Small disciplined actions repeated daily shape character and capacity over time. When time is respected, steady effort surpasses dramatic bursts. What matters is not how hard you push today, but whether you return tomorrow and the day after. 4. Comfort is never neutral. It either restores or weakens. From a Stoic view, comfort must be chosen wisely. Rest that restores strength is rational. Comfort that dulls effort and avoidance weakens resolve. There is no neutral indulgence. Every comfort trains you either toward resilience or dependence. The disciplined person asks, not, is this pleasant, but does this prepare me, or does it soften me against life? 5. A disciplined body carries a disciplined mind. The Stoics understood that mind and body are intertwined. Disorder in the body often spills into thought, emotion, and focus. Physical discipline, sleep, movement, restraint create stability that supports rational judgment. When the body is trained to endure discomfort and follow routine, the mind learns the same lesson: calm, obedience to reason, and strength under pressure. Discipline of the mind. 1. Not every thought deserves attention, and not every feeling deserves action. Stoicism teaches that thoughts and emotions arise automatically, but obedience to them is a choice. A thought is only an impression, not a command. A feeling is only a signal, not a verdict. Wisdom lies in selection, deciding which thoughts to entertain and which emotions to act upon. By filtering what you engage with, you protect your judgment and preserve inner stability. 2. The pause between urge and response is where power lives. For the Stoic, power is not force, but self-command. The pause is the space where reason awakens. When you delay reaction, impulse loses its grip and choice returns. This brief moment of stillness allows judgment to replace reflex. In that pause, you reclaim authorship of your actions. Mastery of life begins not in action, but in the restraint that precedes it. 3. Distraction is not harmless, it is a slow erosion of character. Stoics believed character is shaped by repeated attention. What you consistently focus on becomes what you value, and what you value becomes who you are. Distraction scatters the mind, weakens resolve, and trains you to avoid depth. Over time, it erodes discipline quietly. A distracted life may feel busy, but it slowly dissolves purpose, integrity, and the capacity for deliberate action. 4. Emotional control is not suppression, it is command. Stoicism does not demand emotional numbness, it demands leadership. Suppression buries emotion until it erupts. Command examines emotion and decides its proper place. To feel anger, fear, or desire is human. To be ruled by them is optional. Emotional control means allowing emotions to exist without surrendering authority. The Stoic governs emotion as a general governs troops calmly, decisively, and with reason. 5. You lose freedom the moment your mood decides your behavior. In Stoic philosophy, freedom is independence from inner chaos. When mood dictates action, life becomes reactive and unstable. Today's energy, tomorrow's laziness, yesterday's anger, each takes a turn ruling you. True freedom belongs to those who act from principle, not feeling. When behavior answers to reason instead of mood, you become consistent, reliable, and inwardly free, regardless of circumstance. Discipline versus ego. 1. Ego asks what you deserve. Discipline asks what the moment requires. From a Stoic view, ego centers the self, while discipline centers duty. Ego calculates rewards, recognition, and fairness. Discipline looks outward and asks what virtue demands now regardless of praise or comfort. The Stoic does not negotiate with circumstances based on entitlement. He responds according to reason. By serving the moment rather than the ego, action becomes precise, effective, and aligned with character. 2. Pride seeks shortcuts. Discipline accepts the long road. Pride is impatient. It wants results without process and status without preparation. Discipline, however, respects time and nature. The Stoics taught that growth follows law and order, not wishful thinking. By accepting the long road, discipline avoids fragile success and builds strength that endures. What is rushed often collapses. What is earned slowly becomes unshakable and quietly powerful. 3. The undisciplined ego mistakes attention for achievement. Stoicism warns against confusing noise with progress. Attention feels rewarding, but it produces nothing lasting. The undisciplined ego seeks applause because it lacks inner proof of worth. Discipline, by contrast, values results over recognition. The Stoic measures success by improvement in character and competence, not by how many eyes are watching. What truly matters rarely needs an audience. 4. True confidence is calm, not loud. Stoic confidence does not announce itself. It rests on preparation, self-knowledge, and inner order. Loudness often masks insecurity, while calm reflects certainty. The disciplined person does not rush to speak, dominate, or impress. Their assurance comes from knowing they can act when needed. In Stoicism, calm is not weakness, It is the visible sign of inner command. 5. The disciplined person does not need to prove anything. To the Stoic, the need to prove oneself signals dependence on external validation. Discipline frees a person from this hunger. When actions align with values, approval becomes irrelevant. The disciplined individual measures themselves by their own standards, not by comparison or applause. They move quietly, act consistently, and trust time to reveal what noise tries to force. Discipline of character, soul. 1. Character is built where no one is watching. Stoicism teaches that virtue is proven in private, not displayed in public. When no praise is offered and no punishment threatens, choice reveals true character. What you do unseen trains the soul more than what you do for recognition. These quiet decisions shape habits, and habits shape destiny. The Stoic understands that reputation follows character, but character is forged alone. 2. The hardest test of discipline is success, not struggle. Struggle forces restraint through necessity, but success removes limits and tempts excess. The Stoics warned that prosperity tests character more severely than hardship. When comfort, praise, and power arrive, discipline must be chosen freely. Without it, success corrodes judgment. True strength is remaining measured when nothing external compels restraint, and continuing to live by principle after victory. 3. Power reveals what discipline has concealed. Discipline can restrain flaws, but power exposes what lies beneath. Stoicism holds that authority magnifies the soul, it does not transform it. If discipline is shallow, power reveals arrogance and excess. If discipline is deep, power expresses wisdom and restraint. This is why the Stoics valued self-rule above all. Only those who govern themselves can be trusted with influence. 4. Integrity is discipline that outlives temptation. Integrity, in Stoic terms, is consistency between values and actions, especially under pressure. Temptation tests whether discipline is temporary or rooted in character. When desire fades but principle remains, integrity is proven. The Stoic does not rely on willpower alone, but on settled judgment about what is right. Integrity endures because it is discipline internalized, not enforced. 5. You become reliable to the world only after becoming reliable to yourself. Stoicism begins with self-trust earned through consistency. If you break promises to yourself, your word loses weight everywhere else. Reliability is built by doing what reason demands, regardless of mood or convenience. When you govern yourself steadily, others sense it. The Stoic becomes dependable not by pleasing others, but by mastering inner order and honoring commitments quietly. Destiny and time. 1. Destiny is not decided in moments of drama, but in habits repeated quietly. Stoicism teaches that fate is shaped long before crises arrive. Dramatic moments reveal character, but they do not create it. Character is formed through daily habits chosen without applause or urgency. What you repeatedly practice becomes instinct, and instinct governs action when pressure comes. The Stoic understands that destiny grows silently through ordinary choices made consistently, not through rare heroic displays. 2. Small acts of restraint compound faster than bursts of motivation. Motivation is unstable, rising and falling with emotion. Restraint, however, is steady and cumulative. The Stoics valued small, repeatable acts of self-control because they strengthen judgment over time. Each refusal trains the will, making the next refusal easier. What seems minor today compounds into strength tomorrow. Discipline grows quietly, while motivation often burns brightly and disappears just as quickly. 3. What feels insignificant today becomes decisive over decades. Stoicism is rooted in long-term vision. A single choice may feel meaningless, but time magnifies patterns. Small lapses repeated become weaknesses. Small disciplines repeated become virtues. The Stoic does not dismiss the trivial, because nothing is trivial when repeated. Decades are shaped not by grand decisions, but by countless small ones that quietly determine who you become. 4. Discipline is how time is turned from enemy into ally. Without discipline, time exposes weakness, missed chances, wasted energy, regret. With discipline, time becomes a partner in growth. The Stoics saw time as neutral. It rewards order and punishes neglect. Discipline aligns daily action with reason, allowing effort to compound instead of decay. When habits are governed, time works for you, strengthening what you build rather than eroding it. 5. The future belongs to those who can wait. Stoicism honors patience as strength. To wait is not to be passive, but to resist impulse in favor of reason. Those who can delay gratification preserve clarity and choice. The impatient trade tomorrow for relief today. The Stoic understands that endurance outlasts urgency. By waiting wisely, acting without haste, the disciplined person secures a future the impulsive never reach. Stoic closers perfect for outros. 1. If you cannot command yourself, the world will do it for you. Stoicism teaches that lack of self-command invites external control. When impulses rule you, circumstances, opinions, and pressures easily take command. You react instead of choosing. To govern yourself is to limit what the world can take from you. The Stoic seeks inner authority first, knowing that external freedom is fragile. But self-mastery creates a stable independence no force can easily overthrow. 2. Mastery of life begins with mastery of appetite. For the Stoics, appetite represents every urge that demands immediate satisfaction. Food, pleasure, status, comfort. If these rule you, reason is displaced. Mastery of appetite is not denial of life, but order within it. By teaching desire to obey judgment, the Stoic restores balance. Once appetite is governed, decisions become clearer, actions steadier, and life no longer feels driven by endless craving. 3. The disciplined soul is difficult to disturb and impossible to enslave. A disciplined soul is anchored in reason, not circumstance. Disturbance comes when expectations collide with reality. Discipline reduces this friction by accepting what cannot be controlled and governing what can. Such a soul does not panic, rage, or beg for comfort. Because it is internally ordered, no external pressure can fully dominate it. Inner freedom becomes unassailable when discipline is deeply rooted. 4. Nothing external can defeat the person who governs themselves. Stoicism defines defeat as moral collapse, not material loss. External events may harm the body or alter fortune, but they cannot conquer character without consent. The self-governed person responds with judgment rather than reflex. Because they are not dependent on outcomes, praise, or comfort, external blows lose their power. True invincibility lies in refusing to surrender one's principles under pressure. 5. This is the quiet path, but it leads everywhere worth going. The Stoic path rarely attracts attention. Discipline works silently, without spectacle or validation. It favors patience over urgency and consistency over drama, because it avoids shortcuts. It appears slow, yet over time, it reaches places noise never can: clarity, resilience, freedom, and character. The Stoic accepts the quiet path, trusting that what grows steadily endures longer than what rises loudly. Take a moment now, not to think, just to notice. Notice your breathing, the weight of your body, the quiet behind the noise of the day. This is where discipline begins, not with force, but with awareness. The Stoics never asked you to control the world. Only yourself, and that is enough. You don't need to fix your entire life tonight. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need endless motivation. All you need is one small act of self-command tomorrow. One moment where impulse appears and you pause. One choice where comfort is offered and you decline. That moment will pass unnoticed by everyone else, but it will be noticed by you. And slowly, those moments accumulate. Discipline does not shout. It whispers. It works while no one is watching. Over time, it gives you something rare, a mind that is difficult to disturb, a character that does not bend easily, and a life that feels internally governed instead of externally dragged. This is the quiet path. It doesn't promise speed, it promises solidity. And everything worth having, clarity, strength, freedom, stands on that foundation. If this video helped you slow down and see more clearly, take a second to subscribe. Not for content, but for continuity. These ideas only work when revisited, practiced, and lived. And as you return to your day, remember this: you don't need to win every battle. You only need to govern yourself. That is how time becomes your ally. That is how discipline becomes destiny. Good night, sweet dreams.